Good morning and welcome to day 55 of walking from Mexico to Canada along the Pacific Crest Trail. My name is Prime and I'm walking 2,650 miles to raise money for Combat Stress, a charity that helps out our military veterans. I've just been dropped off at the campground at North Lake and I'm going to start my 17-mile hike back to the trail. Hopefully the snow is a lot kinder. It's actually a bit chilly this morning, so that should help, and a lot of the snow is pretty close to the start. I think the pass is about 5 miles in, so that should help, and then after that down out of the snow and back to the trail, and hopefully camp just when I get back to the trail. So let's roll out. First river crossing of the day, and I get a log. Amazing. Got another river crossing with a log. I'm hoping this continues and I get logs for most of the time. It would be nice, but I don't think it's going to happen. Not all the time. Starting to move into the snow. I am above 10,500 feet, so I was expecting it a bit earlier, but it's still a bit patchy. We'll see how I get on. Look at how amazing the water is. Imagine this would be a great place to swim in the summer. Bit chilly right now. But wow. This is amazing. Trail's been kind so far when it comes to the snow, just small patches. I'm hoping that continues. It would be nice, but I know there's going to be big snow fields eventually. I didn't feel as excited about getting back on the trail this morning. And normally when I have a zero, I'm itching to get back on trail, but I didn't feel that way this morning. Maybe my confidence has been knocked a little bit. Hopefully getting over the pass on the other side will help, but it does feel a bit different this morning. Bishop Pass definitely was not a good day, so hopefully today's a good day and I get back to my normal self and start enjoying hiking again. Hoping the trail stays like this, where there's like small patches of snow, mostly dirt, compared to the last time when it was small patches of dirt and lots of snow. Not that far from the pass itself now. More snow on the trail. It's relatively firm, but you can feel it starting to melt. So I need to go up there and get over the other side and see what I'm going to face soon. Let's pick my way through, find the best route. So I'm now just below the pass itself. There's a big kind of ice shelf, snowdrift here. It looks a lot better over there, so I'm going to head up and see if I can get over. Wow, I've made it over Paiute Pass, and the way down looks alright as well. Still snow patches, but a lot of dirt, and it looks when you hit the trees, it's a lot better. That was a lot better way going up than Bishop. Better gradient as well. Right, I'm going to continue pushing on before I start post-holing. I want to get out of the snow so I can have lunch and rest. But I feel a lot better now that I've got a Paiute Pass. Much better entrance. Let's see if the way down's the same. Got a river crossing that I can't use anything, so I'm going to have to get my shoes off, get my beach shoes on and get across it. Luckily it's not as raging as some of the other ones I've crossed. You can get across here quite easily. Just going to change my footwear. Got across the river no problem, sorted myself out, and I have just under 3 miles till I'm under 10,000 feet. So I'm going to keep pushing, get under that, find a nice spot, and then I'm going to have my lunch. I want to get this snow done before it gets any worse. It's official, I'm below 10,000 feet. So glad. I'm well out of the snow now, and I'm going to look for a place to have my lunch. Preferably with a little stream next to it so I can fill up water. It's not overly hot today. There's actually an icy breeze when I was heading for the pass, which did help with the snow and keeping it nice and hard. And I only have 6.8 miles to the junction where I'd rejoin the PCT and the JMT. Right now I'm just looking for a nice spot where I can sit in the sun and chill out and have my ramen wraps. I think I'm going to chill here for lunch. There's a little stream just behind me. I'm going to go back and fill up my Seanock. But I want a nice place in the sun to sit, and this log is it. So I've now introduced some wraps into my diet, so I'm going to have some ramen wraps. Just because I'm losing a bit more weight, so I need to keep it up. I regret to inform you all that the wraps are absolutely disgusting. I don't know what the hell was in them, but they just crumbled away. They did not taste nice. They were horrible. I'll show you them. Is them here? Should be alright. They look like our wraps. White corn. They are absolutely disgusting, so first bin I find. They're going unless someone else wants them. Looks like it's just back to ramen for me. While I'm here having lunch, I'd like to thank a few people. I'd like to thank Deborah, the lady who came and picked me up from my hotel and brought me all the way back to the trailhead. You're a massive help. Thank you for that. It's much appreciated. And I'd also like to thank Daryl Chase. I was hoping to do it in time, but I didn't have my camera with me. Daryl had donated into my PayPal, and his contribution helped pay for my dinner last night, so thank you Daryl for that, it's much appreciated. I was also reading the comments last night. I noticed there was one asking for me to explain about SCOTS and what I do in the military, so I thought I'd do that now. One of the things that I want to clear up, and I've had to clear it up several times since I've been here, is that us Scottish soldiers are part of the British Army. We're not like separate from the British Army. We are a huge part of the British Army. We keep our Scottish identity, just like several other regiments within the British Army, i.e. Welsh regiments, Irish regiments, English regiments and Scottish regiments. We all make up the British Army. I am in the Royal Regiment of Scotland, which is made up at the moment of 6 battalions. It was originally made up of 7, but one Scots was re-rolled into a new elite regiment called the 1st Rangers. One Scots still exists on paper, and if need be, they can create a new battalion, but at the moment, there only is 6 battalions. You have 4 regular battalions and 2 reserve battalions. I am in 6 Scots, which is one of the reserve battalions. I work out of a place called East Clement Street, that's where my platoon is, in Edinburgh. I'm a very young platoon. When it comes to the battlefield, I am the one at the back pushing the battle forward, where the platoon commanders at the front kind of leading the battle and orchestrating it. I'm at the back dealing with casualties, dealing with ammunition, because the platoon sergeant is the one that keeps everything running. I've been in the British Army for over 22 years now, and that's including regular and reserve. I've had some great opportunities from all the different tours that I've done, also some great opportunities outside of being on operational tours. I was part of the security team for the Olympic Games in 2012 in London. I was also the platoon sergeant a couple of years ago for a training team that was dealing with training Ukrainian soldiers for going to war against Russia. So I was very proud of the efforts that my soldiers made to make sure they were trained, and I maintained all the logistical sides and made sure everything was running for them so they could teach the lessons they need to teach. The Royal Regiment of Scotland is actually celebrating its 20th anniversary this year. The Royal Regiment of Scotland was formed in 2006, made up of all the older Scottish regiments, some of which had to be amalgamated together, i.e. my old regiment, Royal Scots, and the King's Own Scottish Borderers had to become one Scots. Most of the regiments did keep their identity, but it's effectively a brand new regiment, with a lot of the traditions from all of our previous regiments. Various different parts of our regimental history is all within there, so we haven't fully lost our history, it's just a different regiment. So it's nice that this is the 20th anniversary and I get to be out on the Pacific Crest Trail representing 6 Scots and the Royal Regiment of Scotland, whilst everyone else is back home doing parades and celebrating our anniversary. So it's time to get back to it. I've had a really good rest and had my lunch. I have 6.5 miles till I rejoin the PCT. The only major thing that's left along this trail that's going to slow me down is there is, it looks like on the map, a series of rivers branching off from a main river. They're all pretty close to each other, so I'm probably going to have to do several river crosses one after the other. But I'll see what that looks like once I get there, so let's roll out. Also, within my time in the reserves, I'm also very proud that I got to be an instructor at one of our training establishments for almost 3 years, training new people to become soldiers. Found it very worthwhile, brilliant job. I did enjoy the teaching. Most of our stuff we taught was weapons training and then some light field skills. And I was stationed at ATU Scotland, which is in Edinburgh, and I had a brilliant time there. Definitely look back with fond memories of my time as an instructor when I was a corporal. I miss doing military stuff right now. I miss the guys. Yeah, it's not great being away from a platoon, but I have this hike to complete. I was also asked about what food and stuff I miss. Our food, there is some stuff that you don't have that we have, and one of the main things that I really miss is a good cup of tea. Luckily, the last hotel I was in had the English breakfast tea, which is the closest I'm going to get. It was really nice. Most of our stuff tastes very similar to yours. I am missing my family, and especially my kids and my dogs, but I know they're absolutely fine, and I will get back to everyone very soon. I know they're all worried about me, especially during this stage when I'm out in the Sierras and being by myself in the Sierras, but it won't be long and I'm out of here, and then I'll be pushing it in NorCal. I am used to being away. I've been away quite a lot with the army over many years, especially in the operational tours, going to places like Northern Ireland, Bosnia, Kosovo, Iraq, Afghanistan, and prolonged overseas exercises as well. When I went to Oman for 3 months with 2 Scots on a training exercise, that was also a really good experience. I've loved serving in the British Army. It's been great. It's made me who I am, and I've got to be part of some big pieces of history that I can look back on and be proud of. Miss my job as well as a dog walker. It's a good job. Yeah, there's nothing better than just going out walking dogs, as long as the weather's alright and it's a quiet area. Okay, so I'm now at the point where we've got all the little feeder rivers coming into each other. They're a bit more swelled than normally would be. There is some stepping stones, so I'll see how I get on, see if I have to change my shoes. But I might be alright. This one's a bit wider, there's not many places to go. It's really rough up there, so I can't get that island. I'd like to introduce you to a new bit of kit that I brought into the Sierras. These are my beach shoes. So when I get to a river like this, change my footwear. These are designed for going in the water, so they're perfect and they dry out fast. And I can also use them as camp shoes as well. These are going to stay in my kit all the way up to Oregon because there's lakes and stuff I can swim in, so rather than try to walk on jaggy rocks to get in the water, I can stick these on, and as I said, they're actually really comfy around camp as well. Pleased to report I survived another river crossing. I'm going to walk further ahead to see if there's any more of these before I take my beach shoes off. And yeah, there's a few more streams. I want to get past them all before I change back into my boots. Yeah, here's another one. It's the beauty of these shoes. Because they're designed to walk about the beach and go into the ocean, I can easily just walk on the trail for a little bit with them on. And then get into these streams, get across and continue walking. It's really handy for ones like this, where there's multiple little streams you have to get through. So this is how I carry my footwear when I'm crossing rivers. Tie the laces together, and then just hang them over my rucksack and secure them with the top flap so they won't move. And then with these little stylish puppies, I cross the river. And then once I get to the other side, quick dry, socks back on, boots back on, and move on. Yes, it's a bit more time than just walking across the stream, but I really don't fancy permanent wet feet through the Sierras because your feet will just rot, so that's not good for you. So yes, this is a bit slower, but at least my feet are drier. So in true PCT fashion, the last 2 miles heading to camp have not been easy. Really steep stair-like descents with really rocky, bouldery paths where you kind of slip on the gravel and stuff. Ledges, some river crossings, lots of things. But it all results in slowing you all the way down. That a journey that would take maybe an hour is taking over an hour to do 2 miles. It's always the same, it's always that last little bit. It just has to stick the knife in and twist it a little bit harder before you get to camp. So for the past couple of years, nobody could get across this river. They had to divert and basically do what I just did. Go out through Bishop, come back through Paiute. The new bridge is here. So this year everyone's pretty lucky they're able to get across. They don't have to miss Muir Pass. Unfortunately, I have. I'm going to push forward and find the campsite and get set up. Got myself a nice spot in the sun. I'm going to head back to the bridge and get some water. And then I'm going to put my dinner on, but really happy with the spot. Plus, it's right next to the trail. So campsite's all set up. That's my dinner made, chilling out with a hot chocolate. That's good. Today was a good day. I was glad to get up over the pass and get down. It's a shame the last couple of miles was just a little bit too rough and a bit hard on my knees. But got here, happy with the spot. Again, on my own, like usual. We'll see if any of the bubble catches up behind, but I doubt it. I really have about 160 miles left to the junction that takes you towards Kennedy Meadows. So, really not far at all, and I think I've got about over 40 miles to the junction that takes you down to the trailhead for Mammoth Lakes, which is my next resupply. Really not that much further in the Sierras. But let's have a look what I did today. So I did over 17.5 miles, most of which was not in the PCT, it was just getting here. Let's have a look at elevation. So I did 2,943, and descent I did 4,386. Tomorrow, I'm not sure how far I'm going to go. Again, it depends on the snow. However, Sheldon Pass is only about 9 miles away, so I'm going to get up early and try to go over that. Apparently, it's not too hard. You don't even need microspikes or ice axe, but there is a snow field before it. That'll slow me down. but I believe I can get up and over that and then push further on and find a camp spot. If you like the content, please like, share and subscribe, and above all else, help out combat stress, and I'll see you tomorrow for another day on the Pacific Crest Trail.